Is my screen visible? Hello? Is my screen visible and am I audible?
Your screen is visible, but your voice is cutting in between.
Now also is it happening like that? Hello?
Now it's clear.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
You're audible.
okay. So I was saying that here I have made this outer div, okay, and inside it I have made two divs. Outer div I have given the class parent box, and the inner divs I have given the classes child box 1 and child box 2. So by saying all this, we will see about the positioning, okay, five types of positioning. Now, if we go on seeing the CSS part, very basic CSS I have given. This universal operator I have used for the margin padding and the box sizing. Okay, for the body, I have given this. Let's see how it is looking. Okay, then it will be more visible. Yeah. So here you can see this is my page, which is looking right now. So some height I have given, which is 200 view height, means 200% of the total viewport. Okay, then width is 100 viewport, means 100% of the total viewport. Then some padding I have given, which is 2 rem. Okay, that is it. So padding you can see here. These this inner boxes have started from some distance, so that is because of the padding. That is about the body. Now the parent box we will see. Parent box I have given the width of 500 pixels, height 1000 pixels. That is about this black box. Okay, I'm talking about this black box and this parent box thing. Now, here if you see some position, let's forget till now. Background color I have given, that is black color. Padding I have given 1 rem. Okay. So I hope this is quite okay. Okay, and here for the child box one again, I have given some small CSS. Here width I have given 250 pixels, to height also 250 pixels, so that it can look like a square, and then this background color orange. Similarly for the child box 2, I have also given here, let's comment it. I have given them the width 250 pixels, height 250 pixels, and background color green. Okay, is this clear till now? So normal styling, only the height, width, and the background color I have given. Clear? Hello? Hello?
Hello? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Ashi. You are audible.
Okay.
Yes.
So now let's play around with the positions. Okay. So I just said we are having five types of positions. First is static, then we have relative, absolute, fixed, and sticky. Let's see one by one, like what all things we are going to see. Let's see for the first one, position is static. Okay, so now every time I'm going to apply position, I'm going to apply in one child. Okay, so let's say this orange one is our child one. Okay, in this I will apply some position. Here I'm commenting this thing. So I've provided it position is static. Now could you see some changes? No. Why? Because this is the default position. By default, if we are not assigning any type of position, then it will take this static. So static is simple by default position. Okay, so we need not to worry about it. See, there is no change. Okay, now second comes the relative. Okay, with relative what I mean, see here I have written relative. Now what happens, that the entire document flow we can play around with it. So when I give it relative, let's say I'm giving it relative. Just a minute. As I give it relative, you will see no changes. Okay. But this time, when I apply relative, I get tickets for four things. Okay. What are those tickets? I can apply top, bottom, right, left positions. Okay. So here, let me apply this top position. Do you see something? Here, from the top of the body, okay, entire body, it has moved. 100 pixels, okay, moved down 100 pixels, and it has overridden this green part because this green part was already starting from here, okay, and then we have given it some 100% from the body, so it has moved down, but it has overlapped this green part, okay. Similarly, I can give it a lot of stylings. Let's say I want it to, I want it, means from the right side, I want it 50% pixels. So here, if you see, let me zoom it. Here it will take 50 pixels from this body, basically. Means actually, the parent of it, it will take 50% from it. So here it has taken 50%. Similarly, let me do. See, basically, what type of width I have provided to it. One RAM I have provided, and 250 pixels of it I have provided. So let's see from the top if I provide it. Just a minute. See, can you see it? Green part. Sorry, means say just what happened. It has simply overwritten it. Now, if I do 200 pixels, see. So from the top of the parent means, see who is the parent of child one basically here. This child box one, parent box, right? So it will change positions with relation to the parent. So from the parent, it has moved down to 200 pixels. If I do 250 pixels, it will move exactly down and it will cover this green part. Okay. Similarly, I can give it some from the right side. I can give it shift from 50 pixels. Okay. Similarly, from the left side also, we are saying shift 60 pixels, so it will shift like this, okay. That's about this. Now, this has been mean, see what was happening right now. We were able to transition it with respect to the parent, but now if I want to means transition it with respect to its let's say parent exactly, and means I can say html. So see what is happening right now, means I'll just tell you the problem with this relative. Let me do some, let's say from the light side I'm giving 50 pixels, okay. Now let's come here and see, we are seeing it. So what kind of position it has? It has a position relative. And now let's see the computed value. See here, from the see what I have given the styling, I want it right side 50 pixels, but it has taken right, minus 50 pixels. See here in the left, you can see this. Now, this is what happening. For example, let me change something and do it to, let's say 300 pixels or 500 pixels. Now, which one, can you tell me which one was higher, means above one? For now, we were having child box one first, means the orange box should be first. But here, orange box is later, right? It is afterwards. So it is like it is destroying the DOM manipulation. What it is doing, it is basically destroying our norm manipulation. How? Because this time we are seeing that this box one is afterwards, while this box one should be before, right? So that is what it is just destroying. So we mostly don't use this relative, okay, like this. We don't apply positions to this relative because it just does a lot of things with the document flow, and we don't want to mess our document flow. So that's why we will not use this way, okay, not used this way. This has to be highlighted. Second thing is, we will talk about absolute, okay. Now, absolute, what it does, basically we are going to means mostly use absolute. So you need to really focus on this one, okay, nicely. Now, suppose I want to just give it, see here, if I do it absolute, okay. Now I want to give it 100%, 100 pixels. So this time, just see one difference, okay? This time, where I will give 100 pixels, it will take 100 pixels from the HTML, okay? Where is our HTML? This white portion means entire body is our HTML, right? So from there, it will take 100 pixels, okay? But if I do, means see, this what I have done with the absolute, I have played. But similar thing, if I do with the relative, let's see here also, if I'm doing 100% pixels, see where it has come. It has come so down. Why? Because it was taking from its parent. Okay, so that's the case. Now here, if I'm giving directly absolute, from where it will take, tell me, from the parent or contain from the HTML? Tell me, if I'm doing this 100% from the top, from which it is taking place, relation to which, to parent or to HTML? Hello, need your response, guys.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, Sanji.
So, with respect to what, it will be 100 pixels? With respect to the body or with respect to the container? Means this black thing.
It is with respect to container.
No. Earlier it was with respect to container when we were talking about relative. This time it will be with respect to the HTML, or we can say body. Okay. So this time
Okay.
it is with respect to HTML when we are talking about this position relative, and we have not applied any other position. Now, from the left, if I give it to 0, see, it has taken like this. Now, let's see some more things. This time, what is happening? We are giving it with respect to HTML. But now, I want to give it with respect to this parent. Parent is this black box. Okay. So, this time, what I have to do? I have to give it absolute. Okay. And also, I will have to give it whatever, whoever is the means parent, to that I will have to give the position relative. See, now it is with respect to, see, I have given from the left side, it should be 0, and it should be with respect to the parent. So yes, this time it is with respect to the parent. You can see this difference now, because if it would have been with the HTML, then it could have come, means covered this white part also, but it is covering only this black part. Why? Because this time we are just shifting it with respect to the parent. So when we are shifting it with respect to parent, what we have to do, we have to give position relative to the parent and positions absolute to the child, whoever we are shifting. Okay, now also if I do 100 per 6 pixels, so it will shift with respect to this parent only. Okay, so let's summarize what we have done. I think you are a bit confused, so let's summarize. If I give position relative, okay, and let's say, hello, is it breaking for both of you? Hazra, is it breaking for you also? Um, I guess Sabah, your network is weak, so maybe because of that reason. I'm getting the proper network from my side actually. Okay, so I was saying that position relative, if I have done, and let's say from the top 100 pixels I have done. So this time with respect to HTML, it will happen. Okay. Similar thing if I do and apply position absolute. Okay, so this time with respect to parent it will happen. So sorry, still it will happen with respect to this HTML. But if I make, just leave it. If I make position absolute to child, means this I am applying to child. Okay, if I am still applying position absolute to child, but I have done one more thing, plus position relative I will apply to the parent. In this case, what will happen? With respect to parent, it will change. Okay, so this is a basic thing you have to remember, that whenever you want to change something with respect to the parent, okay, you want to give some position with respect to parent, make one outer parent, Okay, and then make it relative, and to whatever child you want to change, make it absolute. Okay, is this thing clear now?
Yes.
Second thing, let's see something else. Okay, now see what is happening. Our green one, let me just give it like this. Yeah, R means what I have given from the top. I have just given it 100 pixels. So it has shifted downwards. This orange box has shifted downwards 100 pixels. Okay. Now, who is above? This green box is above, orange box is above, but I want this green box to be above this orange box. Okay, so for that we have one thing, which is z index. Okay, so before applying z index to this green box, I will have to apply position relative or any kind of position to this z box also. So see what I have done. I have applied some position relative, and now I will apply some Z index, which is 1. So Z index basically says that which element should come above. Okay, which element should be clearly visible. So before this, what was happening? Tell me. Orange was above, right? But if I do position relative and Z index 1, who will come above? This green box will come above. Why? Because in this green box I have given Z index 1. Okay, so we'll talk more about Z index, but still here I wanted to show that only if I give some position, then only this Z index will work. So that's why here it is working and we are able to see this green box above it. For now, it is all clear, I guess. We have given absolute, means we have given relative to our parent class, and absolute to our child class, and also applied some top and bottom. Okay. This was everything about the relative and absolute. Okay. Now, if I talk about sticky, or let me talk about fixed first. Okay. Now there is another property which is fixed. Okay. So as you can see, again it is with relative to HTML. Okay. So now here again, if you give relative to the parent, it is still there. See, it is fixed. Okay. So from the top 0 I have given. Let me remove it. So it will be fixed to whatever position it is. But now I want it to be at top 0. And now if I scroll down, it is fixed. Can you see? Let me remove it and show you earlier what is happening. See, let me tell you. I have given no position to anything right now. Okay. Only the background color, width and height I have given. That only CSS we are having. So this time if I scroll down, all these things will move up, right? Because it have gone. So it is happening like this. But now, if I want this orange part, let's say, to be fixed. So what I will do, I will give this fixed position to this orange part. And now see, from the top it is fixed, and it will be fixed to whatever position it was earlier. See, it is fixed, right? And it is fixed with respect to this HTML. So here let me give it from the left. If I give it 20 pixels, see, from the left I've given 20 pixels. So this gap, if you see, this is 20 pixels. Okay, with respect to the body. Now it is fixed to this position. Okay, so that is what about the fixed. But now let's talk about another thing which is sticky. Okay. Now, what I mean by sticky? For sticky, I can give some top and bottom. See this time what is happening. Earlier, what was happening? It was fixed at this position. Exactly this position it was fixed. But this time, what will happen? See, I have given top 0. So it will be as usual until this top 0 comes. And when this top 0 means from the top, when it will be 0, just try to see this distance, okay? From the top, if it is 0, see, till now it is getting scrolled, right? If I'm scrolling, it is moving upwards. But if it touches 0, see, it touched the 0, now it is not getting scrolled. See, it is not getting scrolled. So this is the difference between fixed and sticky. I hope it is clear. Is it clear? So let's just see the overview, what we have done. See, with the static, I said that it is default value. With relative, if I apply relative to anything, what happens? It can be shifted from top, bottom, left, right, any position I can give. But this, why I don't give? Because it just messes with the document flow. Okay, so I don't want it. So that's why we don't use it this way. But if I want to give some position from top, bottom, left, right, what I give? I just give absolute to the child, and to its parent, I give relative. Okay, and in this case now I can give top, bottom, left, right to the child, and it everything will work. Second thing we saw about fixed. Fixed means it will never scroll, it will be fixed, like it has been stick with the feviquick. Okay, so like that it will be fixed. Sticky means until that position is reached. So here until, see, till now we are able to move it, right? This green one is going away. But if I do it top 0, so as it gets fixed with the top, it will not move. So can you tell me by where can we use it? We can use it while making nav bar. So you have noticed we have a nav bar, and when we scroll it also comes ahead, means even though we are scrolling, this nav bar we are able to see. Okay, so that is the implementation of this sticky. Okay, so here what happens, this fixed will be fixed with relative to the screen, it will never move in on scrolling. But with sticky, what happens, it has gained the quality of both fixed and sticky, it will never leave its parent and also get fixed. Okay, like header, I just said, like the nav bar. Okay, is it clear, guys?
Yes.
So please practice this one. Just uncomment and comment all these things. I'll give you some tasks today also. So try to do that. Okay. Next, I told you about something about Z index in between, if you remember. So one thing you have to remember, that Z index only works on positioned elements. What I mean by positioned elements means, if you have given some position to it, then only this Z index will work. Now, Z index properties just means talking about the technical definition. It specifies the stack order of an element. What I mean by stack order means which one should be above. Means for just clear definition, if I want to give you, which you can remember, which one to be visible. If I want to show this orange one, then I will give it Z index greater than. Okay, if I want to show it less, then I can give it less. Let's see one example quickly. This is a very good example. Okay, let me quickly create one HTML file. Let's say index.html. Okay, now here let me give. Now let me open it with white server. See what is happening till now. I have given one heading. Okay, one image I have used. Okay, this image won't be visible, I guess. So let's use something else. Okay, let's see how is it looking. Then some normal paragraph I have shown given. Okay, this time let's see what is happening. Let me apply something else, and height. It is looking good. Okay. So did you just saw what I have done? I have given one image. Okay. Now let me just remove it. So see, we have one heading. So this is a heading, one H1. Then we have one image tag, and now we have some paragraph. Okay, is it clear? Now I am giving it some position. Okay, let me give it. Um, like this it will be. Okay, in the normal flow, if I just remove all these stylings, it will be like this otherwise. And now I'm giving it some position. Okay, so let's say I have given it absolute, and from the left also 0 and right top also 0. This time, who is getting visible? This image is getting visible, right? But I want to show this means paragraph. Okay, can you see the paragraph? We are not able to see the paragraph, right? But if I give it z index minus 1, see, it will, this everything will be visible. Why? Minus 1 means it has the least z index. Okay, this is what we use mostly. If I give it 1 or anything else, it will be above. Minus 1 means that it is the least, it is having the least value. Minus 1 means anything above it will be visible. Okay, so other elements who were earlier behind it, okay, right? This heading and this paragraph was behind it, but this time if I give it z index minus 1, what am I saying? That see, image, you are having the least z index, means you have to be behind everything. Okay, so now if I want to give means use this image as background, I can give some, means there is one something which is opacity. um so that, okay, we'll talk about it, we have not talked about it, so we'll talk about later. So here means what I can give, I can use this image as a background also, right? Let me give it some more width. It's a 900 pixels. And here, since this image is not good, no need to use it as background. But yeah, what I mean is that any image can be used as background. Okay, but use here also you saw that if I give image, then everything will be overridden. See, there will, the content will not be visible if I use some image, and this will happen a lot of times. So for this case, what you have to give, you have to give some position, and after giving some position only, you can apply some index. Here, if I don't apply any position, see, it will act like this only. No thing, nothing. Now, if I give it 400 pixels, let me, okay, leave it. What I mean here is, if I want to give z index, I will have to give some positions. And also, z index minus 1 is mostly used, and you should know what it means. It just means that you have to be behind everything. Means its priority is least. It is the least priority one. Okay, is it clear, this z index? It will come in handy whenever you are stuck in such cases. Now you have given positions to two things, and one of them is not visible. So what you will give, whoever is really important to be visible, to that you can give z index. Okay, clear? Now, going ahead with the topics, we have combinator selectors. I hope in the first class, let me show you the notes. See here, while we were talking about the selectors, we talked about a lot only simple selectors, right? But there are a lot of selectors: combinator selectors, pseudo card selector, pseudo element selector. So all these things we will talk today. Okay. Now one of them is combinator selector. So combinator selectors is basically just some. See, you can see these signs, right? It is like this sign only. Now what I want to do here, if I want to say that I want to select all p which are inside div, what I can write, div and dash p. Let me show you. Hmm, okay, let me. Okay, yeah. So here, what am I trying to say? Let me tell you first. There are four ways, okay, in which you can select anything. First is div. slash p means you can give some space and then write p. Only see this thing. Okay, let me open it in preview form. Okay. First is this index, okay? Div and space p. What does this mean? It means that every paragraph which is inside div, I want to select all those. And now I can apply any kind of styling to these. Okay? This is one thing. Second is if I write like this, okay. So this time what happens? Select all p where the parent is div. Okay. Now what I mean here, oh, sorry. Um, Hazra, are you able to? Okay. Is it audible to you and everything fine? Hello. I'll share a recording if you are facing some network issue. So I hope it, but it's visible means from my end that network is correct. Okay. So I'll share the recording. Don't worry. Now here, what I mean to say is that if I add this greater than sign, what it means that every p where this div is the parent. Okay. So earlier what was happening? All kinds of p which were inside this div. But this time what I want, every p whose parent is this div. Okay. You just have to means this is like simple English. You just have to see its meaning. Every p whose parent is div that I want to select. So here if you see here in the example, now let me just give it. See here, first of all what we have seen in the first case, div n slash p. Okay, so now here if you see, we have one heading which is this h2 heading, general sibling selector. Then we have this paragraph. Okay, then this another paragraph we have. Okay, then another div we have, and inside this div we have this paragraph. Okay, then another some div, some code we have, some paragraph we have. Okay, so it means there are a lot of p, and who is the parent for some of them? This div is the parent. Okay, for this paragraph too, this div is the parent. But for others, who is the parent? Who is the parent of p? Can you tell me who is the parent of this p? Quick response, guys. Who is the parent of this p?
This P is
Body, right? They are all inside body.
Yes.
Who
yes.
is the parent of this p?
Paragraph.
Means who is the parent of this paragraph? Yeah, that I'm asking.
Body only.
No, it is div right now. See, it is inside div.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Right.
Similarly, for this paragraph, can you tell me?
Div. No. 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 It's paragraph. Div only.
No, no, it's a body.
Yes. Why? See, div ends here only. This is a
Yes,
closing tag of
here.
div, right? So
Okay. Okay. Yes.
parent of this
Yes.
one is body. Okay, you need to be clear.
Body.
Now, here now just see means I'll just going to hide the screen, and you have to tell me who all will be impacted by this. I'm giving background color yellow to this thing. Okay, what does this mean to all the p which are inside div? Who all are inside div? Tell me.
Div.
Only
Inside
this
div.
paragraph two.
Paragraph.
You know?
Yeah. Paragraph.
Now let's see. Only this paragraph 2 has impacted, right? So you were correct. Means you understood this syntax. Here this syntax says that every p which is inside this div. Second thing I just said that there is another syntax which is like this. So what I mean, every p whose parent is this div. Now let me, in place of this div, I'm changing it to body. Okay. So every p whose parent is body, that I want to color background color, I want to give yellow. So now let's check one by one. Let's see this parent. This parent, this paragraph, it is having body. It is having parent as
Yes.
body or not? Yes, it is having. So this will be impacted. Okay. So let us me write yes here. Second, this is also having body as parent. So yes. Is this
Yes.
having parent as body? No.
No.
Its parent
No.
is div. Its parent is body?
It is div.
Yes. Its parent is
Yes.
body? Yes. Okay. So
Yes.
now
Yes.
everything we have given yes, that should be having background color yellow. See. Yes, yes, yes. To all of them which we have given yes, they are having color, background color yellow. Here now.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see another thing. These are about two properties. We'll see other properties also. One is div plus. When you're placing plus, it means that select all first p that are placed immediately after div. Okay, so I am just modifying something here. Now, who is the parent of this div, this paragraph?
Div.
Yes. Who is the parent of this? It is again div. You can even see the indentation. See, it is under
Yes.
this div. Okay. Similarly, for this paragraph, who is the parent? Div. Right? Clear? Now, what I mean here is if I add plus sign. Till now, if I mean greater sign, what it means that every p which is inside this div. Let's see. So every p which is inside div. So this big one, okay, paragraph 1 and paragraph 2, all these three should be printed because only all these three are inside div. Okay, they are another different div, they are another different div, but still they are under div, right? So all these three should be colored yellow. See, all these three are colored yellow. Now another thing is if I do here plus, what I mean that every p which is let me say the exact thing. So all the first p that are placed, wait, let me modify the statement that every p which is the first child of this div, or every p which is inside first p means I want the first p which is inside this div. Who is the first p inside this div? Can you tell me? Inside this div, first p is this one, right? So this will be printed. And who is the first p inside this div? This is the only p, so this is the first p only. So this will be printed. So this time this long paragraph and paragraph 2, both of them should be colored yellow. Um, why is that not? Wait, just a minute. Let's see what just happened. It should have printed this as well. It is printing. Wait, wait, wait. We have given something else. It is printing this paragraph 3. Is it considering this body? Mm, okay, there's something. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Sorry. So see, what I just tell you that was about. Wait, I told you about the first child. Let me just modify my statement. Sorry from my side. See, here this line means that first p which is after div. Okay, so we have div. This is one div. Okay, after this div, is there any p? No. After this div, is there any p? Yes, we have this. So it will select this one. So this means that every div means every paragraph which is after div means basically this plus means the siblings. So here if you see this div, the both of them are these three are siblings, right? Who is the sibling of this div? It is p. Okay, I'll just take my statement back. Sorry for the earlier thing. See, here it means that p with first p only, which is after this div, that it means. Okay, so who is the first sibling of this div? First sibling is one which is coming afterwards. So this is div. First sibling is this paragraph 3. Okay, so that's why it has got printed. Okay, we'll see about the first child and that also. So in that case, what I was saying earlier, that will come under that case. So till now, don't get confused. First we saw it was there's a space, so it means all the divs, all the paragraphs which are inside div. Okay, so these three are inside div, so that we have selected. Then there comes this p. So here this time we want paragraph whose parent is div, so we have selected. Now we have plus. So plus means first p which is after div. So after this div, who is the first p? This paragraph is the first p, so that's why it has got selected. Okay, now there is fourth thing, which is this p and tilted sign ul. Okay, so here it means that, see, if I'm giving P tilted UL, it means that select, see, every time we are selecting the second part, if you notice, we are always selecting the P part, okay, and it will be in relation to this first part in something or the other, means in some way or the other. So this time we are again selecting the second part, which is this UL. So select every UL that are preceded by a P. So what here I mean is, let me do something. I'm adding this UL, or let me add H1 only. I'm just copying a lot of H. See, now this time I want to select this H1. So I will write it afterwards, right? H1. And with relation to this paragraph I want this time. See here what happens. Yes, now it is correct. Okay. So this sign means every H1 which is just after this paragraph. Okay, see the thing. Select every UL that are preceded by P, means above which should be a P. So let me give here something. Let's say H2 I am giving. Okay, H2 only I'll just write. This time, can you see we are how many H1? See, we are going to select H1. So you have to first focus on H1. This is the first H1, this is second H1, this is third H1, this is fourth H1. Among all those four H1, which we want, see, this means that it should be preceded by P, means above it should be there should be a P. So above this H1, who is there? There is H2, there is no P, so we will not select this. Above this heading, is there any P? Yes. It is just above? Yes. So we will select it. Again, we will see this third H1. Above it, is there any P? Yes. Is it just above it? Yes. Okay. And let me just remove it. Above it, who we are having? We are having div. Okay. Now, similarly, above H4 means above this H4, who we are having? We are having this code. Okay. So now, can you predict which all H1 will be having this color yellow? See what I just said, that every H1 who is preceded by this P means above whom there is a P that we want. Means, is this line clear? You can see it again. That every UL that are preceded by a P means just above there should be a P. So here we have 4 H1. This time we are selecting H1, right? The second element we select. So this H1, is it having P above it? No. This H1, it is having P above it? Yes. So let's put yes above, ahead of it. This H1, is it having P ahead of it? Tell me. Is it
Y-
preceded?
yes,
No. It is having div ahead of it.
because about the
No. It is having div.
about the there is a P paragraph.
No, no. As like this, there is a P for this also. No, it doesn't work like this. We will have to see the immediate
Okay.
thing. Okay. So above this
Immediately.
h1 there is parent div. Okay, and above this h1 there is code. So only this yes part should be printed. See, only this yes will be printed, only this heading 2, because above it there is some p. Clear now?
Yes, clear.
So you just have to see this codes once and then it will be better, more clear. Okay. So was about the combinator selectors. Obviously, what we have done, we have given the combinations. Okay. And always remember the second element will be selected always. Here also we are selecting this P. Here also this P. Here also this P. Okay. This example we are having. Next thing is pseudo classes. Okay, so now pseudo classes basically mean that we want to give some state. Okay, earlier also we have seen something. So what I mean by state is, see, I want to, if I am hovering some mouse, let's say I'm moving my mouse above it. Okay, so that's at that time if I want to give some style or some links I want to give, that some are visited, some are not visited, if I want to identify them. And also if I want to give some focus, means any, if something is changing the state at that time we will change. So we have already seen these states, right? Link, visited, hover, active, right? So all these are pseudo classes. Pseudo classes means they are defining the state of an element. So which state is defined here? The state is visited, that this element is visited now. Which element? This a element. So how you have to write the syntax is, you have to first write the selector. Who is the selector? We were selecting this a anchor tag, right? A means link. Okay. So here this anchor tag we were selecting, and now we have to write some pseudo class, and they will be separated by this colon. Okay. So I told you earlier that we will see the syntax later, but for now just remember that it is written like this. I have told you earlier when we were talking about this link yesterday only. So A colon link. It means that link is the state. This state says that it is unvisited. Okay. So for that I want to give some properties. So I can give like this. Okay, I hope this is clear, the syntax. Okay, now what I was telling you earlier and I got confused, this is the thing for it. Let me show you. See what I mean. Just a minute. Wait. Here something happened. Extra discovery. Okay, leave it. Okay. Now here there is something like P first child. Okay. So what I mean here by this is giving this color to it. Okay. Now whoever P, which is the first child. Okay. That thing I want to select. So here if you see this div, who is the first child of this div? This P, right? So that's why this will be selected. Now this time let me just copy it and let me add some H1 here. See. Now who is the first child of this div? This h1, right? So that will be selected, means here if I want to select this h1 I can say that h1 which is the first child. So if this h1 is the first child then it will be selected. Yes, it was the first child so it got selected. But here earlier what I was giving p. So p, if it is the first child, so see here, is it the first child this p? Yes. So that's why it has got this color blue. Okay, this P. Let me show you again. I'm adding a lot of T in it. Okay, see this one with a lot of T. That is the first child of its parent. So that's why it has got selected. Right. So like this, we are having all these childs. What we call them? We call them pseudo classes. Okay. What is the way to write pseudo classes? You have to just try select the selector. Means if I want to select P or anything, that I will select, and what kind of property it should have. So it should have first child that I have given. Now again here we have a lot of variety of pseudo classes. Okay, a lot of pseudo classes we have, and all these time for all of them the syntax is right like this. See, active, checked, disabled, empty, first child, first of type, focus, hover. Okay, like this. Next thing is means I'll share you these things. You just have to see means go through them once. That there are some classes like this also. This there is this not selector, that everything except this p. Okay, let's see this one how you have to use. See here what we learned, that there is one selector which is not p. Okay, what it means, every element that is not a p. So here let me do it. First of all, you have to see two things from here. Okay, what you will do, you will refer this thing and you will see this things. Okay, see this syntax, this second column is telling you how to write it. Okay, now here what is the syntax, we will simply write colon, then not, and inside not we will write p. Okay, so tell me what all things will be colored blue. Here we are having only this div which will be colored. See, wait, why is it done like this? No, it is better. Okay, still we have not missed any syntax, right? It is like this only, not P. Then I don't know why it is behaving like this. It is behaving unpredictably. I'll tell you late tomorrow for this. Means actually how it should work now. For every if it is not H1 then it should print color. Okay. So here for H1 also it is printing. See here for H1 also. So it's not selecting properly. I'll say about it. Okay. So here all those things are there. Now there is two, three things which I want to tell you. First is this nth child n. Okay. So if I write two here, what it means that every second child means nth child, and in here I will pass that child. Which child? Okay. So if I pass here, it means that second child. Okay. Similarly, nth last child, and here if I pass second, it means that from the last it should be the second child. Okay, means what I can say that it should be last second child. Okay, similarly here there is something which is nth type of we saw it earlier also. Let me tell you, there is something which is first of type like this. Okay, so it means first that is of the type p. Means first we will consider the parent. Okay, from that parent, if there is the p, if there is anything which is of type p, that will be selected. Okay, here first child means only the first child which is p. Let's say there are 5 p inside one div. Okay, so if I do first child, who will be selected? Only the first child, means the first p will be selected. But if I do first of type, means every p will be selected, that is first p of its parent. Means let me give you some example. There is this div. Okay, now inside this div we have, sorry, I'll share the notes with you here only. Okay, yeah. Now here I am having one paragraph. Okay, now we are having three divs. Okay, so what happens, If means here what will be selected if I do first of child. Let me open this in somewhere. Basically you don't have to be confused, only this is about considering our means English part. Okay, if we just take it in that English way only, that okay it is saying like this, then it's all clear. Now see, first of all what I mean first child. So here where I was writing, yeah, so here which all things will be selected? See, this will be selected, this will be selected, and this will be selected when I say what first child. Okay, it means that of its parent it should be first child. So we will go and see every p, means we will actually go in the parent and see if the first child is p. Let's say here there is h1. Here let's say there was something which is h1. Okay, and now this time this p will not be selected. Okay, why? Because who is the first child of this div? First child is this h1. This p is not the first child, so it will not be selected. Who will be means actually we want to select p which is the first child. So there is no p which is the first child of this div, so nothing will be selected. Second, first of type. So this time this is first p of type, this is first one of type paragraph. But here it is not the first child, but it is the first of type. So if I do first of type, in that case this p will be selected. Okay, why? Because it is the first of type paragraph in its parent. So we will go inside each of the parent and we will see if there is first child. In case of first child we will see only the first child. If it is p, then okay, otherwise move ahead. In second thing, which is first of type, so I hope you have understood. First of type means first of type paragraph. So this is the first of type paragraph, so it has got selected. Okay, I hope this is clear. So there were all these means pseudo classes which you have to see. Okay, most of them which are used I have told you. Now rest of them we can't do each of them, but you need to see one by one what it means. And if you are having any doubt in any one, then you can even just ping me, or what I just recommend that just try like this. Make some things what it is saying, like last child. So here who is the last child for this div? It will see that if the last child is p, it will selected. Similarly here if the last child is p, it will be selected. Like this it will be happening. Okay, so that's about the pseudo classes. Next thing we are having pseudo element. Okay, so pseudo elements again they are actually used to give specific part styling to specific part. Now what is the mean syntax of it? Selector, then double colon, and then the property we write. Okay, so this time let's say I want to select first letter of paragraph, and I want to give them color this and size this. So how I can do? P and 4 colon means 2 colons I will do, and the property that first letter. Next thing is first line or selection. I want to give some selection like this. All these things you can give. Okay, here selection, what I mean by selection is, let me give it to you and show it to you. Will come here in the index. Okay, and in here in the styling. See, here what it means, that in the case of selection, if I am selecting anything, the color should be red or and the background color should be yellow. So now here if you select anything, see, no color is there for now. But if I select anything, what will happen? These things will be applied. Okay. See here, if I am selecting anything, it is getting yellow as background and the color as red. Okay, so this is what about the pseudo elements. Okay, so again I have shared you this image. You can see there are a lot of pseudo elements, but most of them these are used. First paragraph, let us see this as well. So what happens for every paragraph, what whoever is the first letter, that will be colored red, and its font size will be XS large. Okay, it's like this. You can even provide 30 pixels like this, you can give, it will be very large. So see, like this it will happen. Okay, I hope this is clear. So this was all about pseudo elements. There are a lot of pseudo elements, but again, they are like this simple only. So after, before, first letter, first line, marker, selects. Okay, so like this. The last thing is specificity. Okay, and with this we will finish everything about CSS, and only two grand topics will be left, which are flexbox and grid. And in flexbox and grid, they are the mostly used. Okay, if you want to give the layout, only the flexbox and grid are used nowadays. Okay, now specificity, I mean to say that, okay, um just suppose that there are a lot of, means, in the earlier example, in the first class, I have told you that suppose if I select this P, okay, in the inline CSS, means here itself, if I give some styling here, if I give some styling in the internal CSS, means in this style tag, and if I give some styling in the external file, so who will be selected? Who will be given priority? This inline styling, right? Which is written here, that will be selected. Again, similar to that case, again we are having a lot of situation. Let's say, let me give you some situation. Here we are having ID I, let's say. Okay. Now let me select paragraph. Okay. And here I want to give background color yellow, and all these things I'm just deleting. Now again in the same thing, means in this internal CSS only I'm giving some styling. And also this ID I want to give background red, background color red, let's say. Okay. So now for the same P, see, for all the other P, this background color will be yellow. That's fine. But for this first P, let's consider its background color will be yellow, or if I have applied ID also, then what will be the color? Means it will be red or it will be yellow. So here there is something. Okay. So what do you think which will be the color of this thing? We have applied two colors for the same thing. Okay, so which one will be there, which one will be chosen? So that means that is because of the specificity. Whoever will be having more specificity, that will be chosen. So here if you see, um, let's see the specificity first. Okay, so here what happens? The selector which is having the highest specificity with, that will win, means that color will be affected. Okay, that I have already told you. Now there are four categories. Okay, first is inline styling. That if you have given inline styling, then it will be selected. Second is the IDs. IDs will be selected. Third is if you are giving some classes or pseudo class or attributes, like I want to select this href, all these things will be selected. And the fourth is if you are giving element directly, that will be selected. Again here, I don't know why it's giving yellow color. It should basically give, let me give. So see here, for this thing there were two categories, means earlier I added a hash here, sorry for that. So here what happens, I have given ID also and P also, but this time who is getting applied, this ID got applied. Why? Because I just now told you there are four categories. First is inline styling, that if you are giving inline styling, that will be applied. Second is ID will be preferred. Third is classes. Then after that, classes will be preferred, and then element will be preferred. Okay. So here in this example only, let me give some class. Let's say XYZ. Okay. And to this XYZ class, let me give background color pink. Okay. So now for the same paragraph, we are having three competitions. First is this element, second is ID, third is class. Who will be preferred? ID will be preferred. Okay, so here it will have color red only. Now let me remove this ID. And now we have two in competitions. First is this element, second is this class. Who will be preferred? Class will be preferred. So see, it is having background color pink. Okay, like this. Now among, let me just uncomment this also and uncomment this also. Among all these four, I have given ID, class, and also element I have used, but let me give some inline styling. So here I am giving that I want background color to be blue. Okay. Now we are having four competitors. First is element, second is the ID, third is the class, and fourth is the inline CSS. Who will be preferred? See here, I just told you. First preference will be given to inline styling. So tell me, who will be preferred? What will be the color? Color will be blue because inline styling will be winner. Okay. So this was about accessibility, and also there is some points associated with each of them, and you have to remember. So every time if you want to calculate the specificity, you have to start with 0. Okay. Second step is add 100 if we are having ID. Okay, add 10 if we are having any class, and add 1 if we are having element. Okay, so like this you have to give the uh, order. Okay, so we will start from 0 score, and if there is any ID we will give 100. Okay, if there is any class we will give it 10. If there is any element we will add 1. Now let's see, we have this. Okay, means here what I mean, for this h1 I am giving some styling. Here for this hash content I am giving some styling, and then here I have given some inline styling. So if I want to calculate the style, okay, I want to calculate the specificity of this h1. What will be the specificity? See, it is only element, so we will start from 0 and we will add 1 if we are having element, so its score is 1. Second, we will start from 0. Then if there is any id, then for id what value we have to give? We have to give 100 value. So 100 plus, if there is any element we will give 1. So what is the score here? 101. Okay, now in case of inline styling, always we know inline styling will be preferred. So let me give this as well, add 1000 for inline. Okay, so here in the C case, what we will give? We will give it directly 1000. Okay, so who is the winner? Tell me. This C is the winner, right? Because it is having the highest specificity. What is the value? It is 1000. Now, if I want to compare among A and B, who is the winner? This 101 is the winner. Okay, so even though this H1 is having this content, it was plain H1. Here with the H1, we are specifying the ID also. Similarly, let me give one another example. Let me take it B. Okay, here if I see, let me give it some means dot class, content class I am giving. Okay, this time again if I want to just see the specificity, what will it be? We will start from 0. In case of class, what we will have? We will add 10. Okay, and then in case of element, since h1 is also there, we will add 1. So what is the total value? It is 11. So this is the proof that if element only is selected, it is having the least priority. First priority will be given to inline styling. Okay, so like this you can specify. But here there is one more thing. I'll again come to this example, and this time what we are able to see, we will see blue color, right? Why? Because we have given inline styling. But let's say I want this pink color. Compulsorily, I want this pink color. So what will I give? I will give this important. Means there is something which is this slash important. That thing I will give to it. Okay, so if I give slash means this what say exclamatory mark and write important rule, then that will be preferred. Okay, This time I have given exclamatory important to this pink color. Even though it should show this blue color, but this time it will show this pink color. See, even though its specificity is very less, but still since we have applied this hash means this important tag, then this will be applied. But you have to make sure that only when there is very very important thing, then only you have to apply this important tag, okay? Otherwise we will not use this important. Why? Because it will just it is violating our order na. It should just print blue color, but it is printing print it pink color. It is against our rules. So we should always abide by the rules, and always means in the very rare case only we should apply this important thing, okay? So that's about CSS today. We have completed everything. Tomorrow we are going to see Flexbox. For the Flexbox, I request you please just for all the day 4 means for we have given 4 days for this CSS. Please revise everything nicely. Okay. In case of any doubt, ping me.
Yeah, sure.
We will keep
Yes.
it verified. Okay. So that's we end the class today now.